the school will still do its thing. Thank you very much, and thank you very much if we have a generator to continue with. So now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to ask you all please to stand as the academic procession comes in. Please stand. Thank you very much. Now please remain standing while we sing the national anthem. But before we do, please just wait for our signers, South African Sign Language experts, who are going to sing the anthem with us. Thank you very much. Please be seated. I'm now going to ask Arlene Adbeer to come and open this award ceremony with a prayer and scripture reading.
Morning, everyone. Congratulations on being here today. Now, for those who know Spider-Man, Spider-Man's uncle said to him, with great power comes great responsibility. And today you are achieving the power of knowledge. And with that, I would really like to read from Matthew 16, verse 24. Take up your cross and follow Jesus. Then Jesus told his disciples, if anyone would come after me, let him deny themselves and take up his cross and follow me. Your cross being your responsibility. I also want to read from John 8, verse 12. Again, Jesus spoke to them, saying, I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will not walk in darkness, but will have the light of life. Let's close our eyes. Gracious and loving God, we ask now for your almighty hand to be upon our graduates as they and their families celebrate this grand milestone. May they find comfort from our community's continued embrace and support as they journey through their life. Loving God, we thank you for all of our graduates who's graduating today. You have blessed them during this year with wisdom, friendship, and skills. Please continue to challenge them to make this world a better place because of their education. Amen.
Thank you, Corinne. Sorry. Before I go. Something's going on. Just behind you. Sorry, I didn't do it. There's a short video. There's a short video that we're going to play for you now. Graduates, I really hope that what's going to happen to you for the rest of the day doesn't have as many problems as we had up here for the first 5 minutes.
The power of I am. What follows these two simple words will determine what kind of life you live. All through the day, the power of I am is at work. Many times we use the power of I am against us. We don't realize how it's affecting our future. Here's the principle. What follows the I am will always come looking for you. When you say, I am so clumsy, clumsiness comes looking for you. I am so old, wrinkles come looking for you. I am so overweight, calories come looking for you. It's just like you're inviting them. Whatever you follow the I am with, you're handing it an invitation, opening the door, giving it permission to be in your life. Now the good news is, you get to choose what follows the I am. When you go through the day saying, I am blessed, blessings come looking for you. You're inviting that into your life. That's why you have to be careful what follows the I am. Don't ever say, I am so unlucky, I never get any good breaks. You're inviting disappointments. I am so broke, I am so in debt. You are inviting struggle. You're inviting lack. You need to send out some new invitations. When you get up in the morning, look in the mirror, instead of complaining, you should be saying, I am fearfully and wonderfully made. I am attractive. I am getting younger. You talk like that, and God will renew your youth. I know people, the older they get, the more attractive they are. A lot has to do with our attitude. When you go around saying, I am being renewed in my youth, I am full of health, vitality, wholeness, that's one of the best anti-aging treatments you could ever take. God said in Ephesians, you are my masterpiece. Instead of going around down on yourself, feeling unattractive, too tall, too short, not enough of this, too much of that, don't dare to get up in the morning and say, I am a masterpiece. I am created in the image of Almighty God. So the fact is, there is nothing ordinary about you. You have a fingerprint that nobody else has. There will never be another you. The wrong I am can keep you from rising higher. I wonder what would happen if all through the day, not in front of other people, but in privacy, in the shower, driving to work, underneath our breath, instead of being down on ourselves and discrediting who we are and focusing on all of our flaws, instead of I am inferior, I am less than, no, I am one of a kind. I am hand-picked by Almighty God. I am valuable. I am a masterpiece. You may have had some disappointments. People may have tried to push you down, but quit telling yourself you're all washed up. My question today is, what kind of I ams are coming out of your mouth? I am victorious. I am blessed. I am talented. I am anointed. When you have the right I ams, you're inviting I am. You will go to a new level. Words have creative power. With your words, you can bless your future or you can curse your future. Words are like electricity. Used the right way, they can be very helpful. It can give us lights and air conditioning, all kinds of good things. But electricity used the wrong way can be very dangerous. It can harm you, it could even kill you. Same way with our words. Proverbs says, life and death are in the power of our tongue. It's up to you to choose what follows the I am. My encouragement is never say negative things about yourself. Do yourself a favor and zip that up. We have enough in life against us already. Don't be against yourself. Let the poor say, I am well off. Not I am broke, I am so in debt. Let the sick say, I am healthy. I am improving. I am getting better and better. See, it says in Romans 4:18, to call the things that are not as if they already were. That simply means don't talk about the way you are, talk about the way you want to be. If you're struggling in your finances, don't go around saying, oh man, business is so slow, the economy is so down, it's never going to work out. That's calling the things that are as if they will always be that way. That's just describing the situation. By faith, you've got to say, I am blessed. I am successful. I am surrounded by God's favor. And people may have tried to push you down and tell you what you can't become. Let that go in one ear and out the other ear. What somebody said about you doesn't determine your destiny. God does. You need to know not only what you are, but you need to know what you are not. In other words, I am not who people say I am. I am who God says I am. Somebody may have spoken negative words over you, even when you were younger. But know this, before anyone could put a curse on you, God put a blessing on you. Before you were formed in your mother's womb, God knew you and He approved you. When God made you, He stepped back and said, I like that. That was good. Another masterpiece. He stamped His approval on you. Other people may try to disapprove you. Don't go around feeling less than, feeling inferior. Our attitude should be, I am approved by Almighty God. I am accepted. I am a masterpiece. When you talk like that, the seeds of greatness God's placed on the inside will begin to spring forth. See, you have gifts and talents that you've not yet tapped into. There is a treasure on the inside. Throughout life, the enemy will do his best to try to keep it pushed down. He doesn't want us to reach our full potential. That's why there are forces constantly trying to make us feel intimidated, inferior, unqualified. You may feel unqualified, but before you were born, God equipped you. He empowered you. You are not lacking anything. God has already stamped His approval on you. It would do us all good to make a list of a dozen or two of these I ams. Read over them all through the day. Get them down in your spirit. Meditate on them. They may not all be true right now, but you have to call the things that are not as if they already were. I am blessed. I am prosperous. I am free. I am talented. I am young. I am beautiful. I am attractive. Remember, what follows the I am is going to come looking for you. If you will invite the right things into your life, the Creator of the universe will breathe in your direction. And I believe and declare you will overcome every obstacle, defeat every enemy, and you will become everything that God's created you to be. People may try to push you down, but when you know God has approved you, you realize I don't need other people's approval. I've been equipped, empowered, anointed by the Creator of the universe.
After that inspiring video, I'd like to call on Professor Harvey Klopper, Chairman of our board, to do the official welcoming. Dr. Harvey.
Good morning, ladies and gents. A warm word of welcome here. It's such a momentous and joyous occasion. And I think the people up there, you're allowed to smile. It's a special day today. So welcome to the National Skills Funds, to all our training partners, specific Foster Melia and the Hospitality Academy Table for being here and for supporting the NID team during the course of the year. Without your support, our services would not have been possible. We really appreciate that. Thank you very much. But I cannot wait to welcome the special guest of the day, all the graduates sitting up there. Looking forward to this day, looking forward to graduate you. Thank you for your commitment, your persistence to push through. I know it's not always easy. There was many long nights, I suspect, early hours in the morning. But today we are here, we can celebrate that and we can say, well done, congratulations. Looking forward to the event, and may this qualification that you will be awarded today, that you earned in the past year, serve you well and open many, many doors in future, and through that may you also change the world and leave it a better place as we go along. So congratulations in advance. We're looking forward to celebrate the day with all of you. Wish you best for the future. And then, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here, and thank you also for your support. Enjoy. We will celebrate as we go along. Thank you, Program Director.
Next, we're going to welcome our guest speaker. Mr. Hein Wagner, I'm not going to say anything about him. Instead, there's going to be a video that is going to tell you much more than I can. Mr. Hein Wagner.
My name is Hein Wagner. I was born blind. However, that never stopped me from living a full and adventurous life. I sailed to Cape Town Press, ran the Antarctica Marathon, completed full Ironman, cycled the Absagate Epic, and on 2 occasions I broke the world blind land speed record driving a car at over 320 kilometers an hour. I'm an extremely proud dad, family man, and a very successful international keynote inspirational speaker. I inspire people to achieve the impossible by turning huge obstacles into major opportunities. And my keynote address My name is Hein Wagner. I was born blind. However, that never stopped me from living a full and adventurous life. I sailed to Cape Town Press, ran the Antarctica Marathon, completed full Ironman, cycled the Absagate Epic, and on 2 occasions I broke the world blind land speed record driving a car at over 320 kilometers an hour. I'm an extremely proud dad, family man, and a very successful international keynote inspirational speaker. I inspire people to achieve the impossible by turning huge obstacles into major opportunities. And my keynote address, A Blind Man with Vision, will see you reach exactly that goal at your next conference. I use a storytelling approach that is based on my own experiences, and my talk will take your audience on a roller coaster ride of emotions, packed with humor, inspiration, as well as the 3 universal laws that help me navigate the unknown. Nurture your trust relationships. I guarantee you they will turn out to be the most significant relationships in your life. Appreciate what you've got, because there are hundreds, thousands, if not millions of people out there less fortunate than you are. If you give just a little bit of what you've got, you will get more than you can ever imagine.
Sorry for the double introduction, but at least now I've cut down 15 minutes of my talk, so you know me quite well by now. I certainly didn't see the keyboard in my head, but I have to be honest, I've never seen so many good-looking people together in one room. Absolutely amazing from where I'm standing. So people often ask me, how does a blind skydiver know when he's close to the ground? It's quite simple and easy, because you can feel the slap on your guide dog's leash. And you know, now I should be fine to open up when you're going to die. I do not skydive with my guide dogs anymore, I just love them too much. So I was born blind. And as you heard earlier in the video, or seen, that I've never allowed that to stand in my way of living a full and adventurous life. And as I was rehearsing that very line at home for a virtual presentation, my daughter, who is 6 years old, said to me, "Papa, sure, but you keep walking into things all the time." So the absolute insight of a 6-year-old. So I was born with a condition called Leber's congenital amaurosis. That all it means is my eyes cosmetically apparently developed normally, but the receptive cells on my retinas didn't develop at all. That left me completely blind by birth. It also left my parents completely freaked out, because there was no registered blindness in our family. And mom and dad did not know what to do. They did a bit of research, and they found a tiny little school in a tiny little dorpy about 100 kilometers north of Cape Town called Worcester. And at the age of 5, I experienced my single biggest traumatic experience. When my parents came to drop me off in this little town of Worcester. For the first 5 years of my life, I course back at home, I would find my way to the kitchen, to the bathroom, to my bedroom, especially my bedroom, a deep, dark cave. I never ever wanted to leave to face the bright lights of society. But Mom said, no, stay at school and do your schoolwork. Stay here in Worcester, you have to do your schoolwork, you have to do this. I got so lost I couldn't find my way to the bedroom. Some days I couldn't find my way to the bathroom in time, but at least I got an excuse, I can't see where it is, so it helps a little bit. I also soon realized that the kids are clapping their fingers, clicking their tongues, making all sorts of strange noises. And I couldn't understand why they do this. Soon I realized if I didn't click my tongue when I was walking down the passage, all these blind buggers kept walking into me. So I started making noises to try and avoid them. The only thing I wanted to do at blind school was to go back up. I wanted to go back to my normal life. I wanted to go back to my sighted friends, the boys and girls who I played with since I was in my diapers. I just wanted to get away from this place of total darkness. And I wasn't allowed to go home. I had to wait 5 weeks before I could go home the first time, simply because the teachers told my parents, you cannot remove a blind child when he's only hasn't been here for at least 5 weeks, he's never adapted. I couldn't believe it. But eventually that afternoon arrived. Mum and Dad picked me up from blind school, went back to Cape Town, and I did not know that I was about to experience even a bigger disappointment. As I stepped out the car, trying to make contact with my sighted friends who I haven't seen in 5 weeks, I discovered that they completely, totally rejected me from their little playgroup. This was unacceptable. And why? Nothing changed. I went to blind school. Nothing changed. You knew I was blind when I left. And as I stood in that driveway, I realized that if I want to get back into this little circle of friends, I will have to do what they do. I will have to mimic them. Behave just like they do. And as I stood there, I could hear that they're all on their bicycles, cycling up and down the driveway, having a jolly good time, chasing one another up and down the road on their bicycles. And I realized that my only way to be accepted by these children is to get onto a bicycle. Now, 5-year-old blind kids, 10-year-old blind kids, blind children do not own bicycles. Unless your parents are fairly sadistic, you will not own a bicycle as a blind 5-year-old. My brother owned one. I took it out of the garage. I started pushing the bike up and down the driveway. And I decided today I'm going to get on this bike and I'm going to show you that I can do what you can do. Well, 3 hours later, the tears are running down my face. 2 hours later, 3.5 hours later, I realized I will never, ever be able to do this. And as I was about to throw the stupid bicycle away from me as far as 2 little 5-year-old arms could possibly throw a bicycle, a little voice in the back of my head said, walk just 4 more paces. Within those 4 steps, I could hear as clearly as daylight the reflection of the bicycle noise clickety-click bouncing back in my ears from the pavement. And I realized I could use this to cycle in straight, and this line, this feedback is going to help me. 2 hours later, I was going up and down the driveway. 3 days later, I was cycling up and down the road. A month later, I was challenging all these sighted kids and said, come on guys, do you want to dice me? I promise I'll keep my eyes closed and I won't cheat. The only thing I wanted to achieve at blind school was to be able to see. And I wanted to see absolutely everything. I had no idea how I was going to be able to see, but that was my single narrow goal. I had conversations with God, the universe, with everybody. I was fighting. I was so upset about the fact that I can't see, but I was going to do absolutely everything in my power to be able to see the whole world, alles, everything. And I was sitting in a physiology class at school. We had physiology, not biology, simply because the teachers couldn't find a strong enough microscope for the blind guys. So they said, we'll stick to the development of the human body. It's a very interesting subject at the age of 15, 16. And as I sat in the back of the classroom, our teacher discussing the functionality of the eye, needless to say, I was bored out of my brain. But something she said that morning struck a chord with me, and it brought up this question. How many kids are actually born with my eye disease, LCA? Well, I sneaked out the library. I went and did some research in the library. By the way, our physiology teacher was also blind. She never saw me leaving. It was incredible that blind teachers, you could easily pull the wool over their eyes. 13 of us in the classroom, 10 sneak out and sit in the sun, and 5 stays behind us and goes, yes ma'am, yes ma'am, yes ma'am, yes ma'am. I made my way to the library. I dusted off a number of braille books because we try and read a braille book under the dust, it becomes an incredibly long story. You never get to the real point. But I did discover that morning that just 1 out of 80,000 kids are born with LCA. I had a choice that day. I could either see this as the most negative thing that I've ever discovered, or I could embrace it with absolutely everything I own. So hang on line, the fact that you, different to 80,000 kids, is the most unique, the most special, and the most positive thing you've ever discovered. Let me be brutally honest with you, the single most difficult decision I've made to date. But the one thing that I know, my friend, if you make a decision based on your gut feeling, that feeling from deep within, do yourself a favor, stick to that decision, because it might just be the best one you've ever made. I continued with that focus and that goal to see the world, but I did discover that the only bridge for me between being dependent on the rest of the world as a blind person and being completely independent is technology. So I educated myself in technology. Beyond school, moved back to Cape Town. I did every single computer programming course I could lay my hands on, because I was going to work in IT. So IT, I'll see the world, I'm sure of that. 18 months later, how many qualifications later, still no job. Sitting at home at my parents' house, feeling like a nothingness. I'm going to have to rely on my parents for the rest of my life. And one morning, as I sat on my bed, I realized there's a big mistake. I've sent out hundreds of CVs by now, and I realized there's a big mistake. It's only 3 words. And those 3 words reads blind since birth. So all I did, deleted it, took it away. No more. I'm done with this. Not one more day. Mailed out the same piece of paper, the same CV. Within 5 days, I had 4 interviews lined up in the CBD of Cape Town. And I felt quite chuffed about it, because none of those people knew it was a blind man on his way to the interview. So I landed the job eventually as a switchboard operator, answering the phone 950 times a day. It almost drove me crazy. But that was the only thing that blind people did at the time. Maybe it would become a drummer or a lawyer. I thought the other 2 sounds way too scam. But anyway, so I continued. I mean, it was so crazy that in the middle of the night I used to wake up and sit up in my bed and come on, please, and I stop with you. And that's when I realized it's soon time to quit this job. In the meantime, I was fixing the bank's computers, replacing my manager's hard drive, fixing around in the bank's computers, but my manager still thought I was too blind to work in the bank's IT department. I did achieve a career in IT. I had a very successful career in IT. In fact, my 2 most significant jobs was as international sales manager for Mark Shuttleworth's company, who happened to be one of the biggest internet security companies back in the 2000s. A massive team of sighted individuals reporting to me. We blowing out our quarterly goals. Fantastic journey. And I guess the pinnacle of my career as an IT individual was being appointed brand manager or brand ambassador for one of the world's biggest IT companies, SAP, based out of Germany. So yes, you can say that I have achieved a few things with regards to my corporate career. I certainly have done some crazy adventures, as you heard earlier, breaking land speed records, doing Ironman, cycling, epics, doing all sorts of crazy things. But you know what the single most significant achievement in my life was? Simply accepting my blindness unconditionally. When I did that, it opened a world to me that I did not even know existed. So I want to encourage all of you today, whatever you carry with you, whether it's deafness, blindness, or all of us have something that at some point in our lives we have to accept. What I did, when I accepted what was coming my way. It took me a while to get used to it and accept it. And I promise you, it opened a world to me, as I said, that I never knew existed. A short little anecdote about, as a speaker, I've been working 16 years, traveling with the national circuit, and once I was invited to Mumbai, India. And in Mumbai, India, I was very privileged to go to a tiny little school where there were 40 kids who happened to be deaf and blind. And people often ask me, if you had a choice, Ryan, would you want to be deaf and would you want to be blind? Asking most of you today, you will probably say, no, I must rather be deaf. In my case, I actually don't know. Because I'm thinking of the concept of not being able to see and not being able to hear. And in my world, the tapestry of the world I know begins in that what I hear. And in most of you, the tapestry of the world that you understand begins with where you see, what you see. But the one thing that I do know is I do not want to be both deaf and blind. And one of the most significant lessons I've learned in this journey on earth is the law of appreciation. Appreciate what you've got, because there are hundreds, thousands, in fact, millions of people out there that are less fortunate than we are. And remember the things that me and you, the things we take for granted, someone else right now is praying for. So when I took the bicycle out the garage, and I was pushing it up a little driveway, tears was running down my face as I realized I will never ever be able to do this. I was about to throw that bicycle as far as hard as I possibly can. And as I turned, I heard a little voice saying, take 4 more steps. If I didn't take those 4 steps, my life would have probably turned out differently. But you know what? I took them. Within those 4 steps, I heard that clickety-click noise. Soon I took the bicycle out onto the road. I was cycling up and down the road, up and down the driveway. Just think about the things I had to deal with staying safe in that bicycle saddle. Oncoming cars, parked cars, pedestrians, lampposts, trees, you name it. We had these 2 huge flower pots on the inside of our driveway, and I could hear them because the clickety-click noise of the bicycle went up in frequency. And I could take a hard right-hand turn or a hard left-hand turn, race between them, stop literally 10 centimeters away in front of the garage door, showing off in front of all these sighted kids. I can do what you can do. And for me to stay safe in that bicycle saddle, I only use 4 senses, because I only have. Many of you also have 4 senses. But I want to extend my challenge to everybody in the room. Just think about the results that you can deliver in your personal life, your business life, and everything in between if you just start using all your senses on a daily basis. My challenges might someday be a little darker than yours. You have unique challenges. But as I said before, if you start looking at those challenges from a different perspective, it will become the greatest opportunity you could ever dream for. I am blind, ladies and gentlemen. Exactly what is your excuse? I thank you.
Thank you very much, Heidi. It was very, very inspiring. I'd like to now call on Mr. Poulos van Deventer, our Chancellor, who will make the declaration and constitute this as this academic occasion.
Good morning, everybody. It's a privilege for me to have you all here together, and I hereby declare the congregation of NID Training properly constituted. I will now confer on the candidates who are presented to me the respective certificates. Thank you.
And now we'll call on the respective program coordinators who will be announcing students in their respective programs. And
good afternoon. I represent the Dominican Veteran School for the Deaf. The Assistant Chef, Kitchen Cleaner and Cook Convenient Food Skills Program is developed with the objective to bring together elements of hygiene, safety, storage and culinary to create an industry ready for the student. Dominican Veteran School for the Deaf in the Western Cape offers these skills programs in collaboration with NID Training. We would like to congratulate the following learners on completing their skills program. Thakira Adams, Assistant Chef. Edna Hayes, Cook Convenient Foods. Leah Bona, Gugumbela, Kitchen Cleaner. Simon Silanda, Cook Convenient Foods. Andre Solomons, Assistant Chef.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The General Education and Training Certificate Business Practice embeds the 6 key literacies required by our business organizations: numeracy, literacy, entrepreneurial, financial, technological, and cognitive. The fundamental component of the qualification enables learners to communicate and work with the figures in a business environment, while the core component offers empowerment in the areas of technology, life orientation, human and social sciences, economics, and management, as well as cognition theory and practice. The qualification provides grounding in the key business essentials, while offering a range of elective choices which assist in preparing learners for the world of work, and is critical to support the economic growth required to enable our country to support and develop our youth. We would like to congratulate the following students who completed the General Education and Training Certificate in Business Practice. Student who completed the qualification in June 2022, Daniel Blau. Jane LeForce. Prudence de Weer. Riroan Philander in absentia. Susipet Ontu. Ashanta Kulen. Cedro Lau. And our top achiever for this group is also Cedro Lau. Okay. The group that graduates in December is Rowan Amsterdam. Ashwell Blau. Kaylen Koopman. Dwayne Martinez. Zine Masungula. Anotinda Bambi. Simpiwe Bitboy. And our top achiever for Group 2 is Kalen Koopman. We accidentally forgot about a very special one, Unati Keti.
Greetings to our dignitaries, honorable guests, fellow colleagues and students. I am here to present the Plan Production Program National Certificate on NQF Level 2. The contextualized purpose and usage of the National Certificate of Plan Production is as follows. Learners who have completed this qualification have the necessary competence to participate as a part of a working team, adhering to relevant safety, quality, hygiene, and technical standards, and performing agricultural processes as applicable to plant production. Learners are in a position to make responsible decisions based on a sound understanding of the basic principles of agribusiness and good agricultural practices. In meeting the set objectives and targets within the broader farm plan, which includes the economical application of general resources, agricultural production, and technical knowledge and skills. Learners are able to actively participate in the primary agricultural sector through the production of quality agricultural products, enhancing the overall agricultural processes, to become economically active in farming practices that will have a direct impact on local economic development through the production of food, the improvement of household food security, and access to mainstream agriculture. We would like to congratulate the following students in completing the National Certificate in Plant Production Program: Gail Amsterdam, Graham Boise, Julie Boise, Brady Bartlett in absentia, Divan Rice, Militia Kipiro, Kelly Ann Gordon, Laurentia, please. Again, Leonard. Charles Boku. DJ Messias. Lionel Moina. Steven Mimoso. Carlton Peterson. Johnny Calypso. Tenias Cover. Enrico Smith. Kenol Stanley. Kylie Titus. Wilson Van Wayne in absentia. Desmond Williams. He was late. And lastly, Desmond Williams. Our top achiever in the plant production program is Mr. Kenol Stanley.
The further education and training certificate in The further education training certificate in information technology, inclusive computing, aims to develop informed and skilled learners They can apply their acquired skills in any industry and contribute towards improved productivity and efficiency in the workplace. The qualification is foundational and generic, allowing maximum applicability in a range of sectors. The core component of this qualification offers learners knowledge and skills in the management of records, comprehension of written and verbal text, business writing, problem solving, ethics, cultural awareness, self-management and self-development, project work in business policies and procedures. The qualification through its selected component enables the learners to specialize in areas of administration such as reception, executive administration, relationship management, legal knowledge, communication, project administration and support, call center administration, and human resources. We would like to congratulate the following students on completing the National Certificate in Information Technology in use of computing. Gregory Aguilar, Melissa Aris, Alex Dexter, Dimension Shop,
Monique Davis,
Ronaldo França, Krista Garner, Nicole Johnson, Tutsilo Kuhapare, Nathan Klein, Atanati Matege, Simoloho Muhawane, Perian Peterson, Isakanya Kumbulwa, Enzo Raubenheimer, Lurian Sennett, Sesetu Sumana, Anson Seister. Christel van Rooij. Ndibe Zakade. And the property leader is Timoloko Hawaii.
The National Furniture Certificate Furniture Making Group has been developed to assist in standardization of the furniture industry. It allows persons to achieve recognition as a furniture maker and lay foundation for future career advancement across similar trades, and to supervise and management qualification within the sector. The combination of learning outcomes that comprise this qualification provide the qualified learner with, the combination of learning outcomes that compromise this qualification provide the qualifying learner with vocational knowledge and skills appropriate to the context of furniture making. Learners have an understanding of the furniture industry and how to operate within the legislation, safety, and quality system which governs this workplace. It also equips learners with a foundation for further education development and for opportunities for gainful employment and reward contribution to society. We would like to congratulate the following students on completing the National Certificate Furniture Making with Upholstery Level 3. Siamo Kobisa. Tabang Kati. Tumelo Seritse. Simon Musekiwa. And our top achiever for this year, Tumelo Seritse.
Good morning, everyone. The National Certificate Professional Cookery has been developed to professionalize the food service industry. The qualification brings together elements of different food commodities, cooking and preparation methods, hygiene and cleaning, safe food handling, food production, and storage, as well as unit standards relating to self-development, on-the-job coaching, and how to identify job opportunities. This qualification is applicable to all hospitality sectors, from small restaurants, mass catering outlets to large-scale hotels. The qualification provides articulation with gaming, travel, and other tourism industries. We would like to congratulate the following students on completing the National Certificate Professional Degree Program. Muhammad Adams. Klamalani Baloy. Sambulele Dungu. Laura February in absentia. Zoe Fredericks. Samantha Fredericks. Norita Buenke. Zakaria Hansro. Jody Harrison. Lorata Hendricks. Lindy Hendricks in absentia. Sile Tanya. Eduardo Navarro. Ria Benswe Leo Kahake. Sibesikle Mahlangu. Inga Mayokweni. Zusibe Malazana. Rita Bile Manche. Tabang Mafabele. Uvayo Banjwa in absentia. Sianda Mbulawa. Tembeka Mdlazi. Oyentanda Mapulu. Sibukazi Mjwara. Sean Mohachabe. Sipusite Moile in absentia. Sisongi Utlena. Sandine Idelu. Kabisi Njobe. Naslin Opperman. Letitia Phillips. Melissa Peterson. Enid Salani. Sandesile Soliani. Ezile Zamle. And our top of the chair is Slavendani.
Good morning, everyone. I represent Soft Skills Academy. The National Certificate Welding Application and Practice is developed with the objective to provide students with the standards and the range of learning required to work effectively in the welding industry and to meet the challenges of such an environment. The qualification further requires that students qualify in the basic welding practice and theoretical knowledge in welding preparation, cutting and brazing. Successful students will also understand welding safety and applicable worksite practice, effective communication, techniques within the workplace, numeracy skills applicable to the welding environment, and dealing with HIV/AIDS within the workplace. We would like to congratulate the following students on completing the National Certificate welding application and practice, Nikolai Africa. Dankelich Bjergman in absentia, Valentina Bosch in absentia, Remy Diller. Olivia Jackson in absentia, Jaden Jones. Caleb Campher in absentia, Charlotte McKeely in absentia, Emilia Meyers in absentia, and Eustace Sondat.
Congratulations to everybody. Congratulations. I just want to remind all the graduates to take those 4 steps, and who knows what will happen to you in the future. I would now like to call on our CEO of NID Training, Lorenzo Willing, to come forward to give the official vote of thanks.
Honorable guests, before I start with a very long list of thank yous, I would like to mention that this specific day was chosen for our award ceremony so that we could all celebrate and participate in International Day for Persons with Disabilities. The theme this year is Transformative Solutions for Inclusive Development, the role of innovation in furthering an accessible and equitable world. The annual observance of the International Day of Persons with Disabilities on 3 December was proclaimed in 1992 by the United Nations General Assembly. The observance of the day aims to promote an understanding of disability issues and mobilize support for the dignity, rights, and well-being of people with disabilities. As an organization, none of the services to our beneficiaries would be possible without the support and commitment of our funders, industry, and training partners. I want to express my sincere gratitude and appreciation towards the following people and organizations, without whose commitment, support, guidance, and funding, especially in a post-COVID-19 recovery period, we would not have been in a position to create impact and directly touch and change the lives of 2,423 beneficiaries in 2022 across all 9 provinces. This represents a 16.38% growth in our organization in terms of our purpose of changing lives, and for that we are so grateful. These dynamic organizations and people are walking the talk with us to deliver our theory of change model by changing the lives of our students so that they can actively participate in the South African economy. A very special word of thanks to the NID Training Board of Directors, They are all here today. The only person that can't be with us today is Professor Bernie van South. But thank you so much to the board for the support that we're getting from you. To the NID Finance and Resource Departments, thank you so much for supporting us. To Mr. Hein Wagner, what an honor and a privilege to have you here today as our keynote speaker. To the National Skills Fund, thank you so much for enabling us to reach out to the poorest of the poor, to the poorest of the poorest communities, to create hope and to change lives. Because of the National Skills Fund and the funding that they awarded to our organization, 536 beneficiaries were given a training opportunity that will impact their lives forever. Thank you so much. Now, of course, you cannot run an operation like ours in isolation. We need our certification bodies and our quality assurance bodies. So to the agri sector, CAT sector, FP&M sector, MER sector, MIG sector, and services sector, a big thank you for giving us lots of grey hair, but also for the amazing support that we are getting from our sectors. A project that is so close to our hearts is our Schools for the Deaf project. And with the support of the Schools for the Deaf and their dedicated principals and teachers, we have managed to reach out to 24 learners during 2022. These learners have completed their skills programs and thereby gained access to higher EQF level programs. This is a true example of partnership with the aim of breaking barriers and promoting accessibility. Thank you so much to the schools. You know, we have this saying at NID Training, if you stand on the shoulders of giants, you will be successful. And I'm about to share with you these amazing giants of industry who allows us to stand on their shoulders. And I'm going to do this in alphabetical order. To ABEX, to APSA, Dr. Rian Immelman, who supported us with funding to train 950 beneficiaries in the APSA Consumer Finance Education Program. And APSA also sponsored 120 learners with disabilities to do the IT Industrial Computing Program this year. This is part of a 20 million rand investment in the future of people with disabilities. Dr. Immelman, thank you so much from the bottom. To our colleagues from Union, Alliance, Analytical and Diagnostic Products, Leaders Consulting, thank you so much for being there for us. BBK, Carousel Casino, Distel, the Twistcliff Winery, Impact, Freedom Group, thank you so much. We are like family with all the projects that we're doing and the support we're getting from you. Food Lovers Market, Foster Million, Georgia, who joined us today. Thank you so much. GRI Towers, Hospitality Academy, Mrs. Tabani Juza, Investec, a very warm welcome, and thank you so much for the support that was given to us by Investec. Our colleagues at KWB, Medifeed, Mediclinic, Namakwa Engineering, the National Youth Development Agency, Netcape Private Wealth, Piperchem, Petra Monitor, Pick and Pay, TR Hotels, Reading Construction, Lula Health Materials, Rubicon, SA Rugby, SP Practice Consulting, Spark Group, Sun International, Swift Skills Academy, Taima, the Redwood Training Services, Table Group, Mr. Kalawi, thank you so much. Colleagues from BNI Waterfront, Respecto, VP Rugby, and Worcester Upliftment. Thank you so much that we can stand on the shoulders of the giants of industry, because all we want to do is to change lives, and with your support we can do so. Before I forget to mention, one can also not have a learning organization with a lot of professional memberships. And a big thank you to APIT. They've awarded bursaries to our management team this year. And that was through the ETP sector. We have a wonderful relationship with the South African Culinary and Hospitality Educators Forum, that guide us, the National Youth Development Agency, Cape Chamber of Commerce, South African Forum for Community Colleges, and then also the International Youth Foundation that support us with a variety of programs. Now, I've mentioned that we stand on the shoulders of giants, and there's two short videos that I would like to share with you. And thank you, ABSA, for giving us that opportunity. It was very stressful to be on radio, but we did it. But thank you so much for the amazing recognition that we got from you. After these two videos, ABSA was also busy with an amazing project where they will feature the work of our students and this relationship on BBC Africa. Thank you so much.
You want nothing without education. So that's what we bring to the country. One guy on the leadership supports a family of 10. You know, without it, those families go hungry, those kids don't eat. You want nothing without education. So that's what we bring to the country.
The National Institute for Development and Training was established with the sole purpose of addressing the 85% unemployment rate amongst people with disabilities. Some of the biggest barriers that people with disabilities face in the world of work is attitudinal barriers, and it normally starts with the fear of non-disabled people who don't know how to work or deal or converse with people with disabilities. And that is part of the role that we play.
The disabilities that NID training focused on was deaf people. That's where it started, and that was the focus for a long time. In the last couple of years, we've branched out to anyone with any disability.
We empower young people, we train them further, we upskill them, and one such an example is the facilitator that's now facilitating to the group of ABSA learners.
So for me, it was kind of like personal. Being a person with a disability, working,
people with disabilities. Here we offer all the IT qualifications that you need in the industry. We start students from the beginning. We introduce you to computers, how to use it, how to be an end user. We have technical support. After you've done technical support, we have system support.
We do communications, math literacy, MS Word, Excel, PowerPoint, working as a team, project management, and basic PC and web browser. Universities, they give you like the 20% and you have to do the whole 80% by yourself. Whereas here, they take you step by step.
I was very shy guy when I got here. Now I can communicate with other people, get to know people. I was actually an introvert. I feel like I'm home when I'm
So I want to open this center so that they can teach the youth about how to use the computer, how to use the Microsoft Word and all the subjects that I'm doing so that they can work on themselves.
Once you get to know these guys, all they want is they want a fair shot to prove that they can do the same things, the little things that everyone else can do.
Our personal knowledge, if one student can just take that knowledge, clear it, and also pass it on, that will be successful.
I can say a lot of things, but at the end of the day, it's making a difference. That is the goal.
In conclusion, I now call on the class of 2022 to please stand. I'm now going to share with you our credo, which is the statement of our beliefs and our aims. And this is what guides our everyday actions. I believe that strength of character and the search for opportunities are the products of initiative and innovation. I will therefore always strive to be outstanding rather than mediocre. I've learned to be resourceful and creative. I will with enthusiasm grasp and use all the opportunities I encounter. Being a true entrepreneur, I will always consider the challenge to be greater than the risk. My independence and my self-respect are my pride and my honor. My knowledge is my strength. My skill is my security. I will not bow before any man, nor flee from any risk. My education and my abilities will enable me to stand proud and tall, unafraid of the future, and with the strength and independence to think for myself and to act on my own, to enjoy the fruits of my initiative with pride, to serve my country and to look the world straight in the eyes and say, this I did with the help of my God. Class of 22, I wish you well. I wish you the best. Take your knowledge and your skills and apply it and carry on changing lives in your journey going forward. Thank you.
We have issued every student with a badge and an armband. And we wanted to take the message forward. Part of our advocacy policy is to stop gender-based violence. Students, carry that badge with you every day and spread the word that gender-based violence will not be tolerated in this country. Thank you.
That brings our proceedings to a close. I would ask you please to wait until the academic session has left the building. And then after that, we could all go outside breaks. And there are refreshments outside in the tent, just outside the church. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you for attending, and this was a very, very special occasion. Thank you very much.